Yami better. Yo, what's up, Blue Bob? Yo, Broku has things with you. It's okay. What's up, Hector, Sky Prison? What's everybody? Just gonna chat the shit a little bit before getting into a couple segments that I wanted to talk about. Just let me know if you guys can hear me. I changed my setup a little bit. I made it so that now a chat appears on the screen. And earlier it was affecting my audio after doing that, which I don't know why, but just let me know if you guys can hear me pretty well. Am I going to do a video scaling the Ryuzen? I don't know, per se, what exactly I'm going to do. I kind of want to do, could the Ryuzen defeat Lucifero? But I might have to do a video on the Ryuzen themselves first. I'm not sure exactly I'm going to do it. Depends on what they do. Especially depends on what Yosuga do. And then I think it was Fujimoto? I can't remember his name. The guy with the tree that heals and stuff. It really just kind of depends. But yeah, my day's been okay. Today was my first day of school, my first day back in college in basically 5 years. And it was weird and not very fun because I'm not taking any of my classes that I'm actually interested in. These are just like classes that I have to take. And yeah, so basically did 5 hours of studying before the stream. And yeah, it was not very good. But why didn't you do a video on why Ichika alone is above Lucifero? Yeah, I think that that video still stands, in my opinion. But basically what I'm going to do for this stream is I'm going to talk about why the Ryuzen 7 are stronger than Lucifero. And then I also want to get into why I believe the Land of the Sun is so strong in terms of their characters. But there's a lot more piece of evidence that I didn't really talk about in that Ichika video. And also... We'll get into it in a sec. They aren't. Power Cliff is just insane. The Land of the Sun is strong, though, Limai. They technically are strong in the context of the narrative. What's up, One Smart? But yeah, how's everybody doing today? Anybody else in school? But one thing I do want to mention, guys, is I should probably add this into the description of the stream real quick. Is I made a streams and highlights channel for all these streams I do. Because basically what has been happening is not everybody can make the streams, and I have made it so that people can watch the streams on my playlist, but then they don't get to see the chat. And I don't think you can even comment on the unlisted videos, and they're also just harder to find. So I made a Broku streams and highlights channel where I'm going to be posting all of my full streams to. That's weird. And also clips of streams. So I basically retrofitted my old fitness channel into my stream channel, streams and highlights channel. So please go subscribe to that. It's the top link in the description. Only Ichika, Yosuga, Tree Man, and Kazuko will be captain level and captains fight stronger. Oh, I mean, yeah, if you're talking about a hypothetical power cliff for the captains, probably. I fully expect the Ryuzen to be power glyphed. So yeah, please check out my Broku streams and highlights channel. I'm going to be slowly posting over every single one of my old streams from the past like 8 months. And just from here on out, all my streams will be on that channel. So if you missed the beginning, or if you got to leave early, you can go to that channel and just watch it. And then also just relevant clips will also be, you know, turned into highlights. What's up, Sleeping Danger? But alright, we got enough people in here, so I think I'm going to start like my first segment. I do need to pull up a Viz tab first so I can at least show some chapters to support it. One thing, first off, before talking about why the Land of the Sun are so strong, let's talk about how strong they are. And, you know, I did make a video a couple months ago now talking about how Ichika is above Lucifero. I still fully believe it, but my main reasonings for it I'll go over. But there's a critique against my reasoning, which I partially agree with the critique, but it doesn't inherently negate it. This is the first, like, claim of why... So, damn, the text is kind of in the way. But right here you can see Lucius creates a time orb. Oster's like, why is that spell so big? And Lucius says it's because I've absorbed Lucifero. We know that he absorbed Lucifero in his base. So my reasoning is that he should be above 100% Lucifero in his base because that's basically his justification, right? And it's also supported by the previous chapter, 332, where it opens with Lucius fighting Lucifero and bodying him in his base. Damn. Okay, so the chat kind of... I mean, you can see it through the chat, but... yeah, that's base Lucius right there. And that is Lucifero. And Lucius bodies him. Now, people argue that... one, just because Lucius has absorbed Lucifero doesn't mean he have all of his power at base. And that is true. But I think that the thing with power scaling is that you power scale based on probability, not possibility. It's possible that Lucius is not using all of Lucifero's power, but the probability of it is that he is. Because that's what he says. He says he's so strong because he absorbed Lucifero. And also, the other critique is that in this image, where Lucius has defeated Lucifero, and it's in base, technically you could argue that Lucius had transformed into his devil union and purified Lucifero's power and before beating him, and then he transformed out of it after winning. That is possible. Is it probable? No, because it's more sumptuous to say that Lucius transformed, and then right when we see him after the fight, he's not transformed anymore. It is assumptuous in that sense. It is possible. It could, like, Tabata could add more information, that could be the case, but it is the more sumptuous and less logically supported. So, those are the two, like, pillars for why I've scaled base Lucius to 100% Lucifero, and why that would inherently make the Ryuzen strong. But I do agree that it is possible that I could be wrong. I have admitted this many times, that I could be wrong. But it is right now the most supported way of scaling Black Clover. Also, there's one more thing I'll add. That is, I think, chapter 334. When Ost himself says that he's stronger than when he was when he last fought Lucifero, this is what he says. He says that Lucius fights like Lucifero, and he says, well, we're stronger than we were back then. And so, based on the other contexts, this would just mean that partial Devil Union Asta is above true Devil Union. But, while that is, again, the most logically supported conclusion, I will admit, for the sake of this stream, and say that I could be wrong on all three of these points. Lucius could technically be only using a part of Lucifero's power in his base. Lucius could technically have transformed when he fought Lucifero, and it's possible that Asta was only referring to his Devil Union, not his true Devil Union, when he fought Lucifero. I mean, like I said, it is still, my position is still the most logically supported, based on all the evidence I've provided. But for the sake of this stream, I will add the less assumptuous evidence that puts the Ryuzen above Lucifero. And so basically, let's just assume that Lucius is not Lucifero level in base. Let's assume that Lucius actually did transform to fight Lucifero. And let's assume that when Asta says he's stronger than when he was when he last fought Lucifero, it's only referring to his Devil Union, not his true Devil Union. That's what the point of this video will be, or this stream will be. And I will get to your guys' chats. I'm just going over these points first before reading everything. But if you do want to get something and you think it's urgent, you can super chat it and I'll get it immediately. But, yeah, so just for the sake of the video, or for the stream, as I said, I'll be assuming that all 3 of my main points are wrong. Or they will be eventually proven wrong. Like, let's say that it is stated that Lucius is not Lucifero power in his base. It's shown in an additional scene that Lucius transformed, and also that Asta was only referring to it. Let's just assume that. Well, even if we assume all of those, we can still scale the Ryuzen to being stronger than Lucifero. So what is my reasoning for this? My reasoning for this starts with how we can still take this statement. We can still take this statement from Asta. I'll bring it up one more time. Asta says, why is he this good at hand-to-hand combat? He's like that guy, the Devil King, except we're stronger than we were back then. Even if we only assume that partial Devil Union Asta is stronger than Spade Saga Devil Union Asta, that still gives us a relatively good barometer to start with the power scale. Because what does that mean? Like, what can this even entail? Well, we can first go back and show that, sure, guys, I agree, Devil Union Asta in the Spade Saga, he was weaker than Lucifero. But he's actually still low-end relative. Now, basically, low-end relative means, because there's, like, when I use the term relative, it just means they have similar stats to the person. Like, you can still be relative to somebody and still get bodied. But we know that Asta has several ways to show that he's relative to Lucifero. For one, Asta, his Devil Union just passively negates Lucifero's magical power by destroying his gravity. So that's one way you could say he scales. And then also in this panel right here, Asta does this attack, and Lucifero deems it fast enough to where he actually has to do what Dante does, like he warps space and he teleports next to Asta. So this would mean that Asta has essentially some sort of a relative speed scale to full 50% power Lucifero as well, which is important for comparing them to the Ryuzen. And then, furthermore, Lucifero does a concentrated gravity attack on Nox's arm, and Asta was able to destroy it, on top of destroying Nox's Devil Union. But he destroys the gravity, he destroys the part of Nox's Devil Union, and it's basically kind of implied by the page that Lucifero used this distraction from Asta to help Nox in order to kick him. Because this is Nox's arm right here, Asta slashed it right here, and Lucifer comes in and kicks him. And also the kick doesn't even really do much to him. Asta is completely fine from this kick. There's no even indication that his leg is broken. So basically what all the scaling shows is that Asta is relative to Lucifero. Of course, he would still get bodied. If it was just W and Asta versus Lucifero, he would get bodied. But this shows that Lucifero cannot one-shot Asta. Lucifero cannot one-shot Asta. He cannot speed blitz Asta. And Asta can already damage Lucifero. Seemingly, at least it would be implied. Asta could damage Lucifero earlier. He could cut off his horn. But I believe it's also stated, like implied by Lucifero, that he could damage him. I'll see if I can find this scan. Maybe it's not in this chapter. Okay, so basically Lucifero admits right here, you're the most dangerous one and yet you're the easiest to kill. So he's basically saying that Asta is dangerous. He's the most dangerous one there. So that gives him, like I said, low-end relative scaling. People will kind of misconstrue me saying, like, relative to means that you were equal, when it's not the case. Like, technically, I would be relative to most martial artists in every way, but they would still beat the shit out of me. Like, if you take a martial artist of my weight class, and I haven't done any martial arts since I was, like, 9 years old, I'm technically relative to them in speed, attack potency, and durability, but I would still get destroyed, because just because you're relative doesn't mean you're going to win. So Asta, as shown here, has relative scaling to Lucifero. This is important, as I said, because in the current arc, in the current saga, partial Devil Union is even above that Devil Union. So, you have Devil Union is already low end relative to Lucifero. Then you have partial Devil Union post time skip Asta, who is a lot stronger than that. So, it's really, you can't really quantify it, right? But we can say that partial Devil Union Asta would be better in every single way against Lucifero. He would put up a better fight at the very least. And that's really, it's important, but it's also, I wish we got some sort of a quantification, which we don't have. But it's whatever. We will get a later quantification anyways. I will need to find open TCB scans for this one, because Viz mistranslated this. But when Asta fought Achika, there's a very important statement made about how strong Achika's base Zeton is. I believe it was at 341? No, it's 340. We get a very important little scaling indicator of how strong Achika's Zeton is. Asta says, this is after Achika hit her with her base Zeton. Amazing with this, it wouldn't have even mattered if we used Devil Union or not. What insane strength. So, what this means is that Achika and her base with Zeton scales above partial Devil Union Asta, which scales above the Devil Union Asta that was relative to 50% Lucifero. Low-end relative. So that's already showing that, you know, just base Zeton Achika, if we exclude all the other scaling barometers I've mentioned, would still be, like, she would put up a fight against Lucifero in her base with Zeton. Because she's bodying a stronger Devil Union Asta. But we have to remember that Asta in the Land of the Sun's been training this entire time. He's been getting stronger. And let me see. Which chapter would that be? 343, I think. Yeah. So when it is revealed that Achika has her Black Guardian form, I believe what it's called, and she uses it against Asta. Now, we know that Zeton is a 40 times multiplier, because Zeton, so this is the huge, like I've said it's been many different multipliers. I've said 10, 20, or 100. But I've seen the actual raws of the translation, and Zeton means it's a many tens of times multiplier. Many definitionally means at least 4, because according to the dictionary, several means more than 2, but less than many. If several is more than 2, that means it's 3. But if it's less than many, then many has to be at the very least 4. So if it's 4 tens of times, it's at least a 40 times multiplier. So technically, the official translation is kind of correct, because you can say many tens of times and that can mean 100. But it is more accurate just to say many tens of times, because many tens of times doesn't inherently mean 100. So that's a 40 times multiplier. And we know that Achika's Zeton Achika's form is stronger than her base Zeton, because it works on Black form Asta completely. Like, he can't even do anything to it. He can't even do anything to it, which is not the same when she used her Zeton. Like, it did at least like protect him from it. So we can argue that basically this version of Achika scales way above the Devil Union Asta from the Spade Saga, the one that was scaled relative to Lucifero. But this form is not Achika's Zeton. And also, Achika does even admit that... Wait, that's not this page, is it? Yeah, in terms of Shiryo Jutsu and magic, our skills are roughly equal. So basically she's saying that in terms of just regular, conventional attack potency, speed, and durability, and then also abilities with their powers, their Black Guardian, Achika, and Partial Devil Asta are essentially equal. And what Achika has the advantage on over Asta is Zeton. Asta can use Zeton. We've seen him use it many times, actually. He just can't really use it at the right time and the right way. But what we do know is that Achika has mastered Zeton, and we know Zeton's a 40 times multiplier. So, here's how we can use this to scale Achika above Lucifero. As I've already shown, Devil Unionasta in the Spade Saga scales low relative to Lucifero. And then partial Devil Unionasta scales even higher. And then the partial Devil Unionasta that Achika fought is even higher because he's been training and has gotten a lot stronger. This is also stated by the editor in the Black Clover, I can't remember what chapter, but of this current arc. It's stated that he's going to reach unforeseen heights in the Land of the Sun, which is further showing that he's getting a lot stronger. Well, what this means is that we know that Achika, with her Zetten, is far more than 40 times stronger, like, far more than 40 times stronger than Devil Unionasta from the Spade Saga. So in order to counter her being, or a Lucifero being weaker, you'd have to prove that Lucifero is also 40 times stronger than Devil Unionasta, which you just cannot do. There's no quantification that is given in the series, or any reasonable scaling or calculations that showed that Lucifero was way more than 40 times stronger than Devil Unionasta. He was stronger, to a considerable degree too, but since Asta was still relative to Lucifero, there is no actual proof that he's 40 times stronger than Lucifero. Therefore, because Achika is more than 40 times stronger, Achika is stronger than Lucifero. So that's like my argument for, even if you exclude all the other pieces of evidence, right? Even if you exclude Lucifero absorbing everything, like absorbing Lucifero, even if you ignore the Asta's statement, if you ignore Lucius bodying Lucifero in his base, if you ignore all of that, this still gets the Ryuzen 7, or it still gets Achika above Lucifero. Davos, I disagree. I think Achika is a likable character. Well, she will be, because she's getting character progression. Like, we're not supposed to like her right now, but I think we will. Yeah, exactly. Lucifero cannot one-shot Asta, so he cannot be 7.5 times stronger than Asta. Yeah, and conventional power scaling, the energy required to one-shot person is to be 7.5 times stronger than their durability. Now, that doesn't apply to every fiction, because some fictions can handle it differently, but because Asta was low-end relative to Lucifero, and Achika is way more than 40 times stronger than him, there's just no way to get Lucifero to Achika's level. So yeah, Achika scales above Lucifero. Okay, so that's Achika. But there's a bunch of other reasons. How do they scale to Lucifero? And how I scale the others is Yosuga, which I'll bring that up. Solo, I'm going to read this just so I can talk about it a little bit before. Solo says, I don't know, Zetten or whatever is weird. It seems more physical based and little to no one in BC other than the Land of the Sun uses physical ability to casters like the captains. It's actually magical based. Solo, it's stated that they use their ki, they convert their ki into magic power. And the attacks they use, while they are, physically punching or physically hitting with their swords, it still produces a magical blast. I'll show this for you really quickly before I expand on what I was talking about with the other Ryuzen scaling to Achika. But, let's see. There's it is. So it says, Ki is the flow of life energy. Everybody manipulates it unconsciously, turning it into your Yoku, which is magic power. Your Yoku means magic power. That's just the Land of the Sun word for magic power. You do a super precise version of that on purpose. You take the magic power inside yourself and make it erupt all at once. So this is showing that Zetten is literally a magical attack, and it's proven when Achika does a ranged attack on this. And as she says, the amount of your Yoku and its speed generate explosive power. So yeah, it is a magical effect because she was standing away from this bamboo and she struck it. And Asta does it. And when Asta does Zetten, it creates an anti-magical effect. And this is further supported, I'll show the panel. When Achika does strike Asta, it actually says that Asta did defend some of the Yoryoku in her attack. So I'll bring this up here. Haha. Good, that was a real solid block. That anti-magic took the edge off Achika's Yoryoku. So it took the edge off Achika's magic power. So yeah, Zetten is a magical ability. It is just using ki to make more magic power, essentially, an explosive way. So that, yeah, Zetten is a magical power, just like how when Asta uses it, it's an anti-magical power effect. So that is one of the biggest, I wouldn't even say, more like a debate in the fandom or misunderstanding, is people think Zetten is a physical thing, when it is not. It's stated over and over again that it is magical. And shown to be, though, too. It's stated and shown. But anyways, back to me talking about why the other Ryuzen scale to Ichika. Well, for one, we can easily show that Yosuga scales. He has actually greater feats than Ichika. Asta, this is already a stronger Asta that is fighting Yosuga. Sorry about the chat. You should still be able to, I guess, gauge. If not, you can go to the same chapter I'm on, 345. This is Yosuga. He's stated to be the strongest Ryuzen. He's fighting partial Deviant Asta, and this is Asta even using Zetten at times, and he's bodying Asta. Asta's using Zetten, and he just dodges it like it. So this is a Zetten slash. So an attack that's 40 times faster than partial Deviant Asta, and this dude is dodging in his base and then just bodying Asta. And we don't even know if he's using Zetten. Because Zetten is usually shown an effect with the eyes, but this isn't like just he's fighting Asta, and he's not even transformed and might not even be using a Zetten. But this guy right here, Fujito, is actually making it so Asta takes less damage, and it keeps healing Asta as well. It keeps his strength recharging. So this is Yosuga in his base, maybe using Zetten, maybe not, but he's not in his using his transformation like the other Ryuzen. Fighting a stronger Asta than Ichika did, because this is a Asta with more training, while Asta's getting helped by this other Ryuzen. So this would just show that he also scales 2 or above Ichika. So that's 2 of the Ryuzen 7, who then also scale above Lucifero. So there is that for 2 of the Ryuzen scaling. Now, we can't even actually scale Fujito. There is a way where you can actually scale Fujito to Asta by, we know that, for example, I'll bring up this chapter to show the parallel here. When Noct tried to help Asta versus when Fujito does it. Same with Yuno too, but I'll just show you the Noct one. All that anti-magic is creating interference. I can't back him up with Kid's Playground. So Noct cannot help partial Deviant Asta because of the anti-magic. But if we go to Fujito, Asta's in partial Deviant and Fujito can easily help him. So this is already showing that, against a stronger Asta, he's just bypassing his anti-magic defenses to heal him and help him. Even though Noct couldn't do... double Devil Union Noct combo spell with Yami could not help Asta. So that's showing how strong he could be. He's also not in a form or anything. He's probably not even using that. I would say he likely scales to Lucifero. But we can use the recent events of the chapter to show how strong the other Ryuzen are. Need a specific video for Beelzebub. But yeah, sorry guys, I'm not getting to your chats. I will be answering more of your chats when I get done with this segment before going to the next segment. But anyways, actually I need the previous chapter. So chapter 346. The dragon gets resurrected and purified, so this is a stronger 5-headed dragon than in the past for the Land of the Sun. And the Ryuzen just absolutely body it. She bodies the Snow Yojutsu, the Silver Fox, she bodies it, the Buddha guy bodies it, the Mask guy bodies it, the Lightning Girl bodies it, and Ichika bodies this dragon. It's a big, just a big old defeat for this dragon. Now, the reason for why this would give all of the Ryuzen scaling to Ichika is in the very next panel or page in the next chapter right after they fight this dragon. Achika says, I used up quite a bit of my Yoryoku because she fought the dragon. And what that means is that because Achika did not have to use up a lot of Yoryoku when she fought Asta, this means that this dragon is stronger. And what this would also mean is that because she's one of the strongest Ryuzen, that most of the other Ryuzen, because they could defeat this thing, which took a lot of magic power for Achika to do, means that they also would have at least relative scaling to Achika, therefore giving all the other Ryuzen who are present here scaling to Lucifero. But I think I can go back to the chapter, previous chapter, maybe previous 2 chapters, that also supports it. And then there's this Ryuzen girl right here. She actually doesn't necessarily blitz Lily, but she, like, is faster than her in this scene and cuts off Lily's horn. And she's not even using her transformation. This is not even her Snow Fox transformation yet. Was she using Zeton? Maybe. Probably. But if this Ryuzen in her base scales to Paladin Lily, who absorbed, or Lucius incarnated 100% Beelzebub inside of her and purified it, making it even stronger. I've argued that Paladin Lily is at least 50% Lucifero level, because when Lucifero lost half his magic power, he said his magic power was the strongest in the underworld, which would mean that it's likely that Beelzebub would then have surpassed him, which would mean that Beelzebub is more than half as strong as Lucifero, which would mean that Lily, having all of Beelzebub's power, having it purified, and having a grimoire, would be above 50% Lucifero. And this is a base Ryuzen, maybe using this is Kezukaku. This is her possibly using Zen, but she's not even using her transformation. So it's like a big showing that, yeah, the Ryuzen are all pretty strong. But yeah, I think that's most of what I was gonna say for why the Ryuzen are so strong. I don't think there's anything else. But yeah, that's why all the Ryuzen are very strong. Because I've seen a lot of talk on TikTok, people, and even people in my comment section, that sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so all the Ryuzen scale to Lucifero. You can argue they're way stronger, but that's the reason. And remember, guys, this is not using any of the base Lucio scaling I used. This is just using that they all scale above Devil Unit Asta, and they all can use Zen, which is a 40 times multiplier. And there's no way to prove that Lucifero is 40 times stronger than Asta. Therefore, they're reusing scale above Lucifero. So that is why they're they're just that strong. So, but I'm just gonna chill with you guys for a little bit. And what about the bottom 3 Ryuzen? Well, all of the Ryuzen would have scaling, because wasn't it 5 of the Ryuzen there? They all took out a head of the dragon. And if Achika taking one head of the dragon expends a lot of her magic power, the fact that the other Ryuzen can do it as well would mean that they all would scale to Achika, at least to a relative degree. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna be reading your guys' comments for a bit before going to the next segment. No hate to the guy, Broku, love your content, but just like to argue my point. Ichigo is a better antagonist and main character than Asta. I don't think so. I like Ichigo. Like, I read all of Bleach last summer, and I do love Bleach. It's one of my favorites, and I like Ichigo, but I like Asta better. But like, you're fine to have that. Limai, dragons. The dragon does scale, dude. Like, if you think if the dragon, like, if Achika did not have to use a considerable amount of her magic power to defeat Asta, or fight Asta, but she had to do that to fight one of the dragon heads, that just shows the scaling for the dragon head, or for the dragon itself. So, like, it was enough of a feat for Chica to have to expend a lot of her magic power. But anyways, I'm going to chat with you guys. I also think using Zetten with a spell also takes a lot of magic power, since Zetten is a blow of magic. Yeah, it could be. I mean, but then again, you have a Chica and the Ryuzen. Actually, no, you could be right. I don't know if a Chica, did she use Zetten with a spell when she fought Asta the first time? Lucifero could be 200 times. That's speculation. I don't think the devil power works like that. Lima, using that 1% devil power as phenomenal, to extrapolate that to mean many times, is too much of a stretch to call it logical. Like, and in fact, I even just looked up the definition of phenomenal on Oxford, and many is not even in the two primary. Many is not in either the first or the second primary definitions of phenomenal. So, really blitz the Chica. I mean, if you want to argue that, if you want to argue from consistency, the Snow Fox girl in her base moved way faster than Lily, and that was her base. So at this point, we have to say that Lily actually just used her spatial magic to do that against her. There's not enough consistency yet to say that Lily can blitz with her pure speed. Buddy boy, I do think there will be deaths in Black Clover in the final war. I think it'll be some captains, some major characters, some loved characters, but I don't think there's gonna be, like, I don't know. Why am I? That could mean that Lily's suppressed. So I really think Beelzebub got the. What's the greatest feat, and I? At the end of the day, yeah, they're all still standing after a combo spell. Like, all of the Ryuzen are. I guess that's the other point I could add. All of the Ryuzen are not at their full magic power. They just got out of their transformations. They're not even using Zetten at the time, and they all survive a combo spell from Sister Lily and Heath. Sister Lily being somebody who scales above 50% Lucifero, likely. Also, Lima, that's not even how the math would work, necessarily. But Lily didn't use Holy Water Magic yet. Yeah, doesn't need to, though. What's my favorite Black Clover spell? I like Twilight Valhalla a lot, just because I actually like how much Tabata would have to research Norse mythology and Valhalla to actually create the spell itself. Like, you might not know this, but Twilight Valhalla, like, in terms of Norse mythology, Valhalla is the realm of the dead for the greatest warriors in Norse mythology. And basically, at Twilight, all the warriors become invincible, and they become way stronger. They cannot die, essentially. So, like, I'm kind of generalizing it and making it way more simple, but Tabata would have had to have researched Valhalla to specifically use Twilight Valhalla and give the same abilities of Valhalla to Rill's spell. So that's why I like it. And I love Norse mythology, so Yami versus Chica is close. I don't see how it could be close. Yami had needed a combo scale. Oh my god. Yami needed a combo spell to have any low-end relative scaling to Lucifero. How can they be above 50% Lucifero when they all combined nearly took a lower pure Devil Paladin Dragon? I mean, how? I mean, I just literally went through an entire discussion showing all these scans of why they are. So, what you just have to say is that the dragon's that strong. Like, the dragon is this ancient beast that was super powerful and just got amped by the paladins. Do I think Ichika is stronger than Ino? I think she has better feats than Ino. Okay, what was that? Somebody was talking about Beelzebub having the greatest feat. And I agree. Because creating a space-time that casually with just his host is a great feat. And why I really believe 100% Lucifero equals 100% Beelzebub. But he loses at a 1v1 due to elemental disadvantage. I think that there's too many statements that state that Lucifero has the strongest magic power in the verse. But as for creating a space-time, are you talking about his subspace that he created? Keith versus Magna would be dope. Yeah, Lamai. The dragon feels anticlimactic. Well, the dragon's back. His feat is literally creating a subspace with his host. Well, actually, the correct translation is hyperspace, which I believe is more impressive than a subspace. But honestly, I have a big video coming out for Black Clover in terms of power scaling, but it's like ways out. I want to wait till after the movie too. I'm probably going to use the hyperspace feat for Beelzebub to justify a part of it, but in a vacuum, you would need more evidence to prove that it's it would be scaling to him. But I mean, if the dragon just keeps getting clapped and clapped again, Upsilon, I would agree that it's anticlimactic, but it's back up. Saint Uno is above Devil's In on, and then Saint Uno got his sword shattered by 50% Lucifero. That is true, but also Uno was not at his full power when he fought Lucifero. If you go back and read the fights, Saint stage when he fights Xenon, his sword has like a flare to it that it doesn't have when he fights Lucifero. So he probably was not fully recovered by Mimosa, and that's why. Do I think Alan is Lucita's brother? No. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they're related, but I don't know if they're necessarily brothers. I do not think Kaiser killed Zara, Evil Sham. Yeah, the dragon would body the ancient demons. Now that the reason... Yeah, but you know what? You have to think, though. If Ost is coming, that means Fujito is there. That's his name, right? It's Fujito, right? Yeah, Fujito. The guy who makes you take less damage and makes so your strength recharges. So all their magic powers can be coming back if Fujito shows up. Like, because remember, Asta was training with this guy and Yosuga. So if Asta's there, it's probably Yosuga's there and this guy's there. So he's immediately going to activate a spell. And all the reason are getting their strength recharge, and they'll take less damage from all the paladins. So I think that's how this... I wouldn't say that the fight is bad yet, because I don't think it's over. So I think the dragon could still get a pretty cool fight. But yeah, I agree that so far it hasn't been great, just because of, the Ryuzen just bodied them. But I mean, I guess it also makes sense. I really am more interested in the paladin fights anyways. Master Pink, I think Ryu has memory magic, which he used on others to fit his narrative. Yeah, that could be interesting, actually. There's no T in his name? Who? Is there not? Oh, Fujito, yeah. No, okay, so, because I was looking at it, because it's, as you can see on the screen, it's not like, I had to read it from top to bottom, and I just saw the J and it looked like a T. It's just Fujio? Yeah, you're right. Optical illusions. Did touch Lucifero multiple times with his sword, Dr. Ippy. Key 360, I do think that Fujita will have some sort of attack. Charles, what do I think? Thanks for reading your comment. I don't know if you actually are serious or if I missed it because of the emojis. I don't know if you're being sarcastic. what do I think after the Land of the Sun? I think after the Land of the Sun, we're gonna get possibly either a mini arc with the Black Bulls trying to find Asta, or a mini arc with whatever the hell Noelle's doing. Because I don't know if you guys know, the Black Bulls are looking for Asta. Noelle was not with the Black Bulls when they left, so she's doing her own thing. Also, I think we could get just the arc of Yuno confronting Lucius and what that can entail. So, well, if you're late, you're good, but that's okay. I think the doors are at the Land of the Sun. I think that there's going to be a connection. That'll be talked about in my next segment coming up in a few minutes. So I'm going to do one more segment, and then do some more chat talk, and then I'll have to get off. But I've probably got at least another half hour of streaming. I do want to go grab my water. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. No depression arc. Action with Charmy. Yeah, the doors will be talked about in my video. Well, not my video, when I talk about what I want to talk about next, which is kind of like the title of the stream. Why is the Land of the Sun so strong? I answered how strong they are, how strong their reusing are, but this will talk about why they're so strong in a sec. Yeah, I think Julius will come back. You think it's Lucius' best interest should kill Yuno or turn him into a paladin? Probably kill him, but I think he's gonna be turned into a paladin anyways. Yasha, I do like Achika's flashback. I like it a lot. We should get an arc between Hino Country, maybe up to when Asta returns with Yuno. Yeah. Well, I think that the Land of the Sun is going to have probably at least another volume of chapters. And then we'll get maybe Yuno confronting Lucius and then the aftermath of that. And then, like I said, the Black Bulls arc, maybe. Maybe an arc of what's going on, like the preparation for the war. And then maybe fighting a Dromalik or other devil menaces, other Cliff-Off devils that, or whatever. And then I'm sure that the final arc of Black Clover, which would be a giant war, the Holy War that Lucius is starting, it's probably going to be a very, very, very long arc. I really want you to let people know Beelzebub's true powers and he's downgraded to such a... Well, I mean, I don't... Who's downgrading Beelzebub? Most of the time I see people respecting his power. I disagree with you of him having more or equal magic power to Lucifero. I think it's less, but I think it's relative. I mean, I think that he's a Devil King for a reason. But I do put respect on his power. Like, that's why I respect Sister Lily, because she has all of his power, and that's why she's a threat. Leopold's out getting milk, don't worry. Yeah. Poor Leopold. One smart. I don't think that is how Partial Devil Union works. I might have to make it its own stream segment I'll do that for my next stream. I'll write that down. I made a video fully discussing. I think Partial Devil Union is just half as strong as Devil Union. I'll make a segment for that for my next stream. I'll have to prepare with scans defined. Because no, I don't think it's stronger than Devil Union in attack potency, but weaker in defense. I don't think it is. It wouldn't be consistent, and the narrator statement actually contradicts itself. So I'll have to make a whole segment on Partial Devil Union, because I mean it's only the video I did it on it is available for only members. Do you think we'll reach 300 or 450 chapters? I think it's that's probable. Yeah. I did not watch the recent Puss in Boots movie, Kintakura. Yeah, I agree, XD anime. I hate how Label hasn't done anything since fighting a Dark Disciple. Yeah. Also says it when activated it the first time. Says what? No, oh, you're talking about if it's stronger? No. If you look at the whole context of everything, like I said, I don't want to get into it again because I've talked about it on the streams like several times before. I made a video on it. It really... Like, I'll have to make it a segment for the next stream, and I'll clip it and put it on the Clips channel. Which, by the way, anybody who has not yet, please go to the top link of the description at some point. And that's my streams and highlights channel. So if you missed the earlier part of the stream, or if you're going to miss the end, like if you leave early, the whole stream is going to be posted on there. Clips of the streams will be posted on there. So please help and get that channel supported too. Because there's going to be a lot of content. It's probably basically going to be... There's going to be an upload every day on there because I'm going to be streaming twice a week and then making clips sometimes a week. So, why did Ost have 5 horns in True Devil Union? My reasoning is that Ost is a devil hybrid, and that's why there's 5 horns. So, Lucius going to use a drama like Hamoro used 73. That could be. Is it confirmed that Lucifero is only 2 times stronger? It's likely. Yeah, we can only assume that Lucifero is 2 times more powerful as 100% than 50%. Oh, no. No, Dr. Epi. I think Paladin Lily would body Beelzebub. You have to remember that Beelzebub is 100%... Or Sister Lily has all of 100% Beelzebub's power, plus the Grimoire amp on top of it, plus the Sacred Power amp. So, she would be way stronger than him. I think she'd win, yeah. Boys, I do think that Rill is going to finish his masterpiece. But yeah, Kumo, I agree. Like, there are ways you could argue that that Lucifero is... like exponential, or devil power is exponential. I think that it's inconsistent, but the highest quality of evidence shows that it's linear. So that the highest quality evidence is that Magna took half of Dante's power, and he went from 100% power to 50% power. If it worked exponentially, it wouldn't do that. If it worked exponentially, if it took half of his power, he'd be like at 90 whatever percent. If it worked how somebody else was saying, where 1% is a 4 times increase in power, then it wouldn't work like that. So the highest quality piece of evidence shows that it works linearly. It could be possible otherwise. There is evidence for it, but... John Locke is the second gate devil. He is the second, or the third weakest, right? Because he'd be stronger than Lilith and the Maw. Yeah, exactly, Ufouch. Alright. I'm gonna take a sip of water. And then I want to discuss why they land the sun so strong. I don't think we have enough data to gauge the... We can actually do... We can for Lily. Lily, we can definitely gauge her power. For the others, not really, because Yurlu was using Fear Axe, and Heath did a combo spell. So, we can't really scale their powers as of yet, but for Lily, we can. As we can just say that she's stronger than Beelzebub. Is Devil's Banisher art canon? I would say so. Because Tabata supervised the anime, and that's part of the anime canon. So... okay. I'm going to go into my next little segment. Where did the chat go? Okay, there it is. Alright. So why is the Land of the Strong, or why is the Land of the Strong? Why is the Land of the Sun so strong? Well, there's a lot of questions about it. Like, when I scale the Ryuzen 7, for example, or the Land of the Sun, people are like, that makes no sense, because if the Land of the Sun was as strong, they would have stopped Lucifero. And then there's also the statement from the data book, where I think it's just supplementary material, like official material, but what we get is that it was stated that if Lucifero had not lost to Asta, that the world would have been destroyed. And people say, well, if that's true, then the Ryuzen 7 or the Land of the Sun are weaker than Lucifero, because that means that if that Lucifero would have destroyed the world. Or they use the inverse logic and they say, well, that means Lucifero is not planetary, because if the Ryuzen 7 are stronger, then they would have stopped them. But no, these are completely like non sequiturs, because the statement that says that Lucifero would have destroyed the world if Asta had not stopped him is from 15 months prior to all these feats of what the Ryuzen are doing. So we have no idea how strong the Ryuzen 7 were 15 months ago in Black Clover. For all we know, they were weaker than Lucifero. And that would actually be the likely assumption, because we have official material saying that Lucifero would have destroyed the world if Asta had not defeated him. And that would just mean that the Ryuzen 7 were not strong enough to stop him at that time, because that's 15 months ago. No, Toji. It's actually stated in that official material that Lucifero would have destroyed the world at 50% power as well. Anyways. So yeah, people are like, what? This makes no sense. Why is a Chica, who's younger than Yami, how is she stronger than Lucifero when Yami wasn't? How are these other Ryuzen stronger than the captains? How are these people as strong as True Devil Union? Well, excuse me. I think there's a lot of little breadcrumbs that Tabata has put into the story of why the Land of the Sun, or specifically why the Ryuzen 7, are so strong. I think we can start with kind of like the lore for the Land of the Sun. That lore is the Celestial Maiden and the Five-Headed Dragon, and how this would affect the world of the Land of the Sun, and therefore could make them stronger over time. So first off, it starts with Achika's story, where she says, the Yami clan is descended from a group of assassins known as the Kijin, and for you guys who don't know, Kijin means Demon Lord in Japanese. So, what is that kind of hinting at or teasing at? And they're all using dark magic. Lucifugis is likely the devil of darkness. I think it's kind of hinting at why the Kijin were so strong, and why the Yami clan is so strong. And there's even more to it later on. And it says, during the Age of Wars, our ancestors distinguished themselves on many battlefields. This is another thing. The Age of Wars. This would mean that because the Land of the Sun are fighting so much, the Age of Wars, they would be harnessing their power over time, making themselves stronger. We don't really know much about any wars in the Clover Kingdom, except like skirmishes with other countries, which involve minor like squads at a time, not like full-on wars. So I think that's one point right there that shows why the Land of the Sun are so strong. And then it says, according to legend of distant past, a five-headed dragon that had rampaged through the Land of the Sun was quelled here by a heavenly maiden. It was said that the Yoryoku of that dragon seeped out, turning the ocean black and stagnant, twisting space and time and connecting it to hell. This is important for multiple reasons for like the power of the Land of the Sun. Let me find it. For one, the ocean is just empowered by negative mana from this dragon, and it creates these demon fish. Now, what this would kind of imply is because of what the five-headed dragon did, is that now there's all these likely demon beasts inside the Land of the Sun that these characters in the Land of the Sun are going to have to fight off and survive. Which, survival of the fittest, evolution, adaptation, the Land of the Sun are likely going to be stronger because they have to deal with all of these things. Now, it's also kind of shown for each of the countries in Black Clover why they're so strong. Why is the Clover Kingdom so strong? Well, because the royals stole the elves' magic power hundreds of years ago. Why is the Heart Kingdom so strong? They use nature's mana with true magic. Why is the Spade Kingdom so strong? They use devil power. Why is the Diamond Kingdom so strong? Experiments. Why is the Land of the Sun so strong? I think there's many reasons that kind of show it. So I think it's a mixture of the dragon and maybe the Celestial Maiden or Heavenly Maiden actually didn't just come down, but actually stayed. And maybe it mated with the Land of the Sun people, and they're all descended from this maiden, who is likely very, very strong. And maybe that's why. I'm also thinking maybe this is Charmy. Like, what if these clouds are actually just cotton? And if you guys don't remember, let me go to that other chapters. There's a lot of Charmy stuff in the Land of the Sun. Actually, it's not this chapter. So, there's this doll here that Asta thinks it is Charmy. And this doll is called an Ochami doll, which essentially, that's how similar. Ochami versus Charmy. Yeah, that's a... There's something going on with the Land of the Sun and Charmy. Maybe she's related to that Heavenly Maiden. And that's why the cotton magic, it's not clouds actually shown in that image, it's cotton magic. That'd be kind of funny. Or she's either is that maiden or she's related to that maiden, a descendant or something, or reincarnation. Something related to it. Connected. And this also draws in another suspicion for the Land of the Sun and why they could be so strong. Well, Charmy's a half-dwarf. I think everybody knows that. Charmy is a half-dwarf. She's a human-dwarven hybrid. Maybe dwarves are a commonplace, or were a commonplace thing in the Land of the Sun. Because, remember, Charmy has this huge connection to the Land of the Sun. She's a half-dwarf. Maybe dwarves are here. Maybe they blended into the population of the Land of the Sun, and maybe a lot of the Land of the Sun are descendants of dwarves, or something like that, which would there make them inherently a lot stronger than just being a regular human, right? So, another big point of why I think the Land of the Sun is strong, right there. And okay, there's a tab. Another thing that was introduced in this chapter that supports the Land of the Sun being strong has to mainly do with the Yami clan. And that is the Oni pill, or the Demon Soul pill. This is a sort of maybe device or something that Yami clan has. And yeah, he says, Demon Soul Pill, take this thing. It'll spike your urge to kill and draw out all your Latin Yoryoku. It's the clan's secret drug. So, going off of this, if the Yami clan has been using these, and we know that magical power is heretical in Black Clover, it's genetics, then this would explain why because, sure, there's a Yami clan. Most of that demon power from this pill is going to be consolidated into the Yami clan. But over time, as how population genetics work, the Yami clan would marry into other clans. And over time, it would slowly but surely increase the power level of the Land of the Sun because of this demon pill. So that's kind of my point with the demon pill. And again, a lot of this is speculation because we don't know too much yet, but this is like, I'm trying to justify why they're so strong. So like I said, they have a more combative environment. There's the Age of Wars they went through, but also we know the reason fight more physically, and that's important in Black Clover. Let me bring this up. This is when, and the anime cans. This is canon material. Tabata supervised this stuff. Asta, Luck, Magna, they all wanted to physically train, and Finral's like, what? But anyways, let's go over this. What's the point of training like this anyway? You know how much Mr. Yami and Asta did in that battle with the elves? The stronger your body is, the stronger your magic will become. That's right, Finral. If you get as buff as Captain Yami, you'd be unstoppable. So, the stronger your body is, the stronger your magic will be. Which is supported because ki and magic are different, but they kind of go off of each other. So, we know that the Land of the Sun are likely very strong because they fight more physically than Clover mages. They fight like warriors rather than Clover Kingdom fight like mages. So they're going to be using more physical stuff. And also, they use ki. Remember that ki is life energy. And we know that when Yami had his life energy sucked from his arm withered. Which means that less life energy means less physical constitution. And then the opposite would have to be true. The more life energy you have, the more physically strong you are. So that, again, further supports why the Land of the Sun is so strong. They are more physical fighters. They use katanas. And a lot of the reason actually fight physical with their hands and stuff. Which would further show that they're more physical fighters. And if they're training more physically, not only are they going to be physically stronger, but it's like a double whammy. Because, for example, if you just doubled your physical strength in Black Clover, your magically reinforced punch would be twice as strong. But that's also leaving out that the stronger your physical strength is, the stronger your magic power is. So it's a double whammy. If you increase your physical strength, you're also increasing your magic power, or the potency of your magic. So, there's a lot going into why the Land of the Sun is so strong. I think the very obvious one, right, is the Land of the Sun use Zeton. Zeton is a 40 times multiplier. Now, maybe not a lot of them. I think it's actually only said that Ryuzen 7 can use them. But I would bet that a lot of other people can use Zeton, but just to a lesser degree. And also, I think that partially what would have to do with the Ryuzen 7 and the Land of the Sun being so strong is Ryu himself, the Shogun. I wouldn't be surprised if, using his eye to see everything in the present, he can use that to help the Ryuzen 7 train to fully attain their full power. So, that's, I think, actually all I got. I mean, there's probably more, but I just kind of quickly went through and tried to think of anything that could show why they got so strong, and I think that's it. Like, they fought in an age of wars, they might be descended from the Celestial Maiden, they might be dwarven hybrids from a long time ago. The Oni pills, or the Devil's Soul pills, you have them fighting more physically, Land of the Sun possibly having demons or demon-like beasts they'd have to fight. There's a lot of stuff that goes into why they could be so strong. So, yeah, this stream was basically me talking about how strong are the Ryuzen 7 and why they're that strong. So I think that's kind of my segment there. Now, does anybody have any other questions for me or any topics y'all want to talk about? Any other points to add on about why the Land of the Sun is so strong? That could be true, Davos. He could be using Ki this entire time and not bringing it up. Yeah, Chica said that the Land of the Sun is always an unstable place, which would further show why they're so strong. Clover Kingdom is pretty stable. So, yeah, Yami did. That's a good point, Charles Christian. Yami collected beasts in the Clover Kingdom, so maybe because of the demon beasts and the Land of the Sun made him want to do that. Good point. We always kind of forget about the beasts because they don't do much. Uvouch, I feel like the Celestial Maiden could have connection to Yuno's family since their magic is all about celestial bodies and the Spade Kingdom seems to branch off somewhere. Yeah, it could be. Sleeping Danger is Death Thrust stronger than Dimension Slash? Yeah, it is. We can see this because Dimension Slash got easily just nagged by Dante's gravity. And basically, Yami says, I need to surpass my limits. I need to get way stronger. And he has Death Thrust. So that doesn't just mean that Death Thrust is above Dimension Slash. Death Thrust should be above Dimension Slash Equinox as well. Death Thrust is his strongest spell. Yami has Universal Strength. I mean, attack potency. You could argue because Dimension Slash Equinox did destroy an infinite dimension. That's true. Davos might not know what Zetten is and still be using it. Death Thrust. It's weird because Death Thrust actually seems to be the opposite. Because, like, you're like, can you explain how Zetten is a 4x multiplier? Yeah, 1 second. It's also, you can just watch the stream when it's uploaded. If I forget, just watch the stream when it's uploaded onto the streams channel. Top link in the description to go to that channel where this stream will be posted. But it's the opposite for Dimension Slash, I think. Or Death Thrust. Let me pull up the chapter for Zetten. Because Death Thrust condenses the magic power that Yami has. Whereas Zetten is erupting it. So it's almost like they're opposite, in a sense. Maybe he's doing the opposite of Zetten, but, I mean, he could be. Maybe we'll get more explanation on it, right? Anyways, CJ Dakid. Zetten is stated to be in the Raws a many tens of times multiplier to your ki. Many tens of times. We have to look at the definition of many. So, first off, if we look at the definition of several. Several means more than two, but less than many. Which would mean that several would have to mean three, because it's more than two. And if it's less than many, then many would have to, at the very least, mean four. So 4 tens, which is 40. So that's how you get the 40 times multiplier. Yami Clan, technically devil hybrids? Possibly. Possibly. Damn, it's already 3 o'clock, huh? How strong do you think Yuno Star Magic is? Is he equal to Asta now? See, I'm making a whole ass video on Yuno this week. But it's really just so much up to interpretation. Like, it's stated that Yuno is the only one that can defeat Lucius, right? Well, if we look into it inherently, Lucius can't see Asta right now. So that doesn't mean that because Yuno is the only one that can defeat him, that Asta isn't stronger because he can't see Asta. So he could be wrong. Like, Asta could still be stronger. Also, if we just go by off of what Lucius experienced with Asta, he experienced partial Devil Union Asta. He did not experience Zetten Asta. So that's why I'm a little iffy on that scaling. And also, like, by the time Yuno fights Lucius, I think he'll be stronger than Asta. But we don't know how many days are going to pass until they fight and how much stronger Yuno's going to get in those few days. So, is it no? The Noel versus Saint Yuno versus Saint Noel video is not this week. This is just how this week's video is just how Yuno can defeat Lucius. Samurai Demon Asta. Oh shit! Is Asta gonna get a Demon Soul Bill? That'd be wild. So can Yuno Star Magic break time or do a Minato teleportation to the star? I honestly don't really remember how Minato's teleportation works. Can his Star Magic break time? I don't like. Could it break Lucius's time magic? Yeah. Could it break time like itself? I don't know. You wouldn't be mad if Asta never ditches his Land of the Sun drip. I feel like the only reason why Tabata is not having Asta use full Devil Union, like his regular Devil Union, is because he wants to show off the Land of the Sun drip. Which is wild, though, because if Asta... Remember, when Asta uses the Demon Slasher with Devil Union, he looks like a samurai, so they could just expand on that, make it look even more sick. Oh, a Bloodlusted Asta on that Demon Pill would be wild. Holy shit. Oh, dude, that could be insane. Like, they defeat the Paladins, right? And they defeat the 5-headed dragon. But then, somehow, a Demon Pill gets inserted inside of Asta. And he goes berserk, gets way stronger. And he has to fight all the Ryuzen. And then the Black Bulls show up, too. I guess it could be almost similar to Deku when he kind of went crazy and like his whole class had to fight him. Is Yuno faster than Light Magic while using Conjunction? He's been faster than Light Magic. Like, Light Magic is just baseline light speed. It can get faster though, but yeah, Yuno's way faster than Light now. He has been for a while. We can't trust Asta when he's enraged. No, we can't. What is Asta's new main sword? I would say it's the Slasher. I mean, yeah, the Slasher. It feels like the Slasher's the new main sword. Oh, 808 free Shavakadu. Thanks for coming to member. Appreciate that, bro. Make sure to go and check all the videos now. All the members' videos. But thanks for supporting the channel. Let's get some W's in the chat for free Shavakadu. The Demon Axe or Hatchet coming to play for Asta. I don't know. I almost think that Asta is not going to get a weapon that's not a sword because he's just like too sword based now. I don't know. And like he doesn't need armor anymore because of Devil Union. He just makes his own armor with anti-magic. Yeah, but he doesn't use the other swords as much now. W's, yeah, big W's. Yuno's fourth weapon. Yeah, that'll be talked about in the video this week, is Yuno's fourth spirit weapon. Yeah, that'll be a good video this week. I'm at work watching your stream. Hey, what you doing on work? Like, what do you do for work? Well, hopefully I can keep you entertained through your shift. Thanks for watching. What? Wind God is Yuno missing? He's missing Notice. I think that, because I think, who did this say this? Key360. He brings up the Ryu connection to Astaroth. I think that Tabata, like, that's too obvious. I think he's going to subvert that trope. Attacks auditing for the state. Oh, okay. Sounds like fun work. But I think it's going to be Lucifuge's connected, not Ryu. I think it's going to be a huge flip. And it's going to be Lucifuge's that he got power from, not Astaroth. But we'll see. Does also get one more form in this arc? I think so. I think that, like, you know how we have partial Devil Union? And that's like it's not a full Devil Union. I think we'll get that for a true Devil Union where it'll be a partial true Devil Union. I think we'll get that this arc. And I don't know if Asta will get his full true Devil Union until the very end. Alrighty, guys. Well, what I need you guys to do, because I'm about to end the stream, but don't leave just yet. Please go and subscribe to my stream and highlights channel. Because if you ever miss a stream, what you can do... Where did it go? There we are. If you ever miss a stream, you can watch the full stream that's archived for this channel, and you can watch the clips I make from it. So yeah, please go subscribe to this channel. It's just so that people can easier watch my streams. They can see the full chat because I put it on the screen now. Because you couldn't see the chat in the unlisted streams, and I can't post them to my channel because the algorithm would hate that, unfortunately, because YouTube's algorithm is shit. They would see... I don't want to get into it, but... yeah, thanks for the support on the stream, guys. Just please go check out this channel. Please subscribe. And yeah, that's where all my streams are going to be going to once they're done. Like, I'll live stream on Broku, but I'm going to post the stream to Broku Stream Highlights when it's done, so that you can go... If you missed a part of it, you can go watch it. If you missed it entirely, you can go watch it there. But with that being said, thanks for the support, guys. Thanks for the new members. Thanks for coming in and chat with me. I'll be streaming again in a few days. I don't know what day this week. It will not be Tuesday or Thursday because I have to go to class those days. But yeah, Wednesday or Friday I will be streaming again. But thanks y'all for coming in, and hope you guys all have an amazing day. Peace out.